everyone. My name is Sabra Whalen, and me and my group will be presenting on financial literacy and why it should be necessary to be implemented in all schools. So, doesn't it seem ridiculous that teens like myself, who have never been offered a financial literacy class before, not in high school, elementary school, we're expected to figure out our own finances, not only when applying to college, but also once we get to college. So this means things like we have to figure out how much money we're spending on food, housing, security deposits for apartments, things like that, and pay for extra activities. And we're doing this all almost completely blindly with no knowledge of how our personal finances work, or even what the state of our personal finances are. So this is the reality for a lot of us young adults. And it's really difficult to figure out these complicated things like lease agreements and complicated contracts without ever having learned what something like a guarantor is, or even how a bank transfer works. Things this simple come up in everyday life. And situations like this are why financial literacy classes should be accessible to all young adults before we have to enter the world being financially independent, and where we must support ourselves. So, according to the Financial Educators Council, financial literacy can be defined as possessing the skills and knowledge on financial matters to confidently take effective action that best fulfills an individual's personal, family, and global community goals. So, I chose this definition because I like how it addresses not only the individual benefits, but also the global and broader benefits. So, some everyday examples of where financial literacy is necessary is managing one's credit score, understanding how to invest our own money, and understanding how the stock market works, understanding bank-related information and making payments, money saving, creating money-saving habits, understanding our future wealth, and much more. I also quickly want to touch on the credibility of our group to speak on this issue. Akin, Maya, Natalie, and I are all college students who were never offered financial literacy classes in high school, and we've all had struggles understanding financial issues since being at college. We've had to teach ourselves these essential life skills when applying to college and since being at college. So, for a brief history of financial literacy. In 1914, the United States Department of Agriculture paired up with land grant-based universities in rural America to create some sort of outreach program to allow them to be more educated on subjects that their public schools didn't teach. This was called the Smith-Lever Act. And according to the University of Kentucky, this began America's path trying to make a more sustainable future, more equal future, but much progress was needed. So then in 2003, the Financial Literacy and Education Commission was established. While they said that they were launching some sort of comprehensive national strategy to implement this course in schools, currently, according to the Council for Economic Education, only about 22 states actually have this implemented in their school systems. I also want to briefly mention the fact that private schools have not been and still are not required to have this coursework in their curriculum because they have less government needs that they need and standards that they need to follow, and many of these schools do not offer this. So, a quick agenda. First, we're going to go over the need for financial literacy and why it's so important, financial literacy and the wealth gap, a proposed curriculum for this program, and implementation strategies. And now I'll leave it up to my group.